Hey, it is Kenny's Audiophile Record Reviews. Thank you very much for you on my channel. As always, please like and subscribe. That'll help me out. In this video, I'm going to feature what I think is the 7th best jazz fusion record ever made. Now, I made a top 10 jazz fusion record video, and I'll leave that link to that video in the description below. But this is 7th on my list. I thought I'd, over time, feature each one of these records briefly in a video and give them a little bit more attention and props. So I thought I'd do that in this video, the 7th best jazz fusion record ever made. Now, no, it's not this one. It's not this Pat Metheny album right here. This is not the one. You couldn't see this in the background. Also, I just bought this CD in a side note at a thrift store as of the recording of this video today. It's All in the Game, Tommy Edwards CD. Show you the songs. I love all types of music. I know my channel, at least it concentrates mostly on jazz. But Tommy Edwards had that smash hit, It's All in the Game, and this is the original hits from the original masters. So I'm interested in listening to hear what this sounds like. Tommy Edwards, what a great voice he had. But the 7th best jazz fusion record ever made, at least on my list, is from a great artist. And his name is Pat Metheny, and the name of the album is a Pat Metheny group, Offramp. This album came out in 1982. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to do a comparison to another Pat Metheny album that a couple of my viewers, I think one was Larry and one is Sid. I forgot who recommended this Pat Metheny album, but I'm going to do a compare and contrast between this Pat Metheny album, Offramp, and another Pat Metheny album that two of my viewers recommended, and I'm gonna give my opinion on at least which one I like the best. Now, this is an amazing album, which I have 3 copies, one of which is a promo copy. And I remember when this album came out. I bought it when this album came out. It was one of my favorite albums at the time. It's a beautiful album. Features Pat Metheny, guitar synthesizer, guitar, I can't pronounce this really. Synclavier guitar, I'm sorry. Laumé's piano, synthesizer, auto harp, organ, and synthesizer. No, it's not synthesizer. It's Synclavier. Please forgive me, I mispronounced that. Steve Rodby, acoustic and electric bass. Nana Vasconcelos, I'm probably mispronounced his name, but I know he's a great percussionist. On percussion, voice, and berimbau. Dan Gottlieb, drums. This is an amazing effort by these musicians. Like I said, this came out in 1982. I bought it when it first came out. It is on ECM Records. I think the distributor could have been Warner Brothers, could have been the distributor. I think they distribute a lot of ECM Records. Either that or they were a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, one of the two. Anyway, this album really is a very good example of jazz fusion. The elements of jazz improvisation along with the infusion of electronic instruments, headed by the great Pat Metheny and Laumé's. They had a great partnership for a long time. They really did. I think as of the posting of this video, Laumé's passed away a couple of years ago, somewhere in that time frame, but he was a great keyboard musician. But the songs on this album, in my mind, are easy for non-jazz fans to vibe and groove to and get into. That's another reason why it made my top 10 jazz fusion list. All of side 1 on this album are tremendous, especially though the song "Are You Going With Me?" That's a song you can, you know, give somebody who's in a rock, progressive rock, almost any genre, I should say, and say, listen to this, what do you think? And I think the odds of them liking that record is pretty good because it's really not that complex. The sound is great, the composition is fabulous, and the musicians and the musicianship is absolutely out of this world. And it's an easy composition to vibe and groove to. Now, there's another song on side one called, I know I'm going to mess this up. It's called Aliyat. It's spelled A-U space L-A-I-T. However you pronounce that name. But that features Nana Vasconcelos, and I'm probably mispronouncing the name too, and I'm sorry, on percussion and voice. And it's a really mellow, easy vibe to get into for a jazz fusion piece. It really is, you know, it's almost like the sound and the musicians and their instruments are floating in space. And it's a very relaxing and easy vibe and groove composition to get into. Now I'm going to tell you perhaps the greatest composition on this song, and it's on par with the song "Are You Going to Me?" "Are You Going With Me?" I'm sorry, and it could be even better. The song "Offramp." Now let me tell you something. This song "Offramp" is what I would characterize as, you know how there's progressive rock? I could characterize this as progressive jazz fusion. It is a fabulous piece of jazz fusion musical art. Offramp. When I played this album, because I try to listen to albums from start to finish before I talk to them on camera, my wife wasn't home, so I pumped up the volume a little bit. And Offramp is an awesome song to listen to when you pump the album up a little bit, because you can hear the bass of Steve Rodby in the middle of the soundstage. He has a small solo on that effort, on that song, Offramp, and it just sounds spectacular because my speakers are tall. I'm hearing them in the middle of the soundstage. Man, that sounds spectacular. And the I don't know, there's a chime type sound. I don't know if it's from the keyboard or the percussionist, but it sounds awesome as it sprinkles throughout the sound stage on the song Offramp. Like I said, I characterize that as progressive jazz fusion because it is out of this world. It is an amazing composition. This entire album really fits the bill in terms of great jazz fusion compositions, musicianship, the playing of the musicians, the integration of the musicians in a jazz fusion space. A spectacular effort. Offramp, the Pat Metheny group, is spectacular. I believe this won, and I'm probably getting the wrong category, but I think in 1983 this won at the Grammys, won the best jazz fusion album or some award like that. But it did win an award, I believe, at the 1983 Grammy Awards. Pat Metheny, Offramp. This is an awesome album. For those of you who haven't listened to this album, check it out. But I will listen to the songs "Are You Going With Me?" and "Offramp" first, and "Offramp." And I didn't listen to the song "Offramp" in a long time before listening to this album completely. And it sounds spectacular. And the playing of the musicians, and like I said, the composition and the interplay with between the musicians is out of this world crazy. Offramp, number 7 on my jazz fusion list. Now, a few of my viewers, and I think their names were, I'm probably messing up, could have been Sid and Larry. If I got the wrong names, I sincerely apologize. But they were hyping Pat Metheny, and I listened to this album from beginning to end too. As falls Wichita, so falls Wichita Falls. There's some words there, but Pat Metheny, Allow Mays. And this came out the year before Offramp. This came out in 1981. Offramp came out in 1982. And this also does feature, like I said, Pat Metheny, Lyle Mays, and also Hana Vasconcelos. Hana Vasconcelos. Like I said, I'm sorry for my mispronouncing his name. He's an awesome percussionist. But this album I listened to beginning to end. I hadn't listened to this in a long time. I have it on CD. I listened to the CD first, and then I went and listened to the album as well. This is a really great effort by the musicians on this album. It's more of a you know, mellow and subdued effort compared to Offramp. I like it. The best analogy I can give you, and it's not the exact analogy, is the difference between Miles Davis's album In a Silent Way and the Miles Davis album Bitches Brew. I think they're the difference between these two share the same, you know, for example, this one's more lighter in nature in terms of the electronic hard-hitting playing, where this one is more harder in terms of, more intense in terms of the keyboards, electric guitar, than this one right here. Now this one is a great album. Like I said, it's more Pat Metheny, Lyle Mays in a mellow mode to me. If I were to choose between these two albums, say which one is best, even though this one's great, hands down it's Offramp. Please leave your comments in the comments section below. Hands down it's Offramp. However, this is spectacular too. It really is. Now I'm gonna tell you something. There's one song on here called where is it? It's For You. It's For You. Now It's For You on this album, As Falls Wichita, So Falls Wichita Falls. The song It's For You is one of the more beautiful jazz fusion compositions and songs. And I'm being straight up. It's one of the most beautiful jazz fusion composition songs I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm being straight up serious. It's just straight up beautiful. And it's a masterpiece. If I were to write a jazz fusion song for my wife, and I can't write music, I would hope it would come out like that. Let me put it that way. That's a beautiful composition. But this is a great album. Thank you. I think it's Sid and Larry. Please forgive me if I got the wrong names, but whoever you are, thanks for recommending this. This is a great album to listen to. But if I'm being honest, it's not quite on par with Offramp. Offramp to me is just straight up better. But this is on number 7 on my jazz fusion list. Like I said, I'll try to on my jazz list and jazz fusion list do them separate videos. But also I'm gonna show you the Pat Metheny records that I have, which is not a lot. You saw obviously Offramp. I have that one. And I showed this one already. And let's see what we got here. I think I'll show you this at the beginning of the video. It's my extra copy in back. I was buying these at thrift stores for $1 or less. So when I saw them, I just got them. And a lot of these ECM records, for some reason, compared to other records, are just an amazing addition. Bright Size Life. Now this came out, I think, in 1976, if I recall. And this one has, is this one with Jaco Pastorius? One of these records has Jaco Pastorius on it. I don't know if this is the one or not. But I have to go back and, I'm probably wrong. This is probably the wrong one. But I got to go back and listen to some of these because I hadn't listened to these in quite some time. But I don't think this is the one with Jaco Pastorius. But one of these has Jaco Pastorius on it, on the album. I definitely got to listen to that one. Okay, this one here. Pat Metheny Group First Circle. Watercolors. I showed this already, I'm sorry. Show it to you anyway. Oh, this is proof I've been buying records for 99 cents. Still hadn't taken the price tag off. I used to walk in the thrift stores. These records, great records, are all over the place. This is a 2-album set. I have this on, I think I have this on SHM SACD, I believe. Travels. Still Life Talking. and this one here. Now I wish I knew which one had Jaco Pastorius on it, because I definitely want to go back and listen to that one first. Oh, it's this one here. This is the one with Jaco Pastorius on it. I gotta check that one out. But that is it. And you see, I hope you see why I chose Offramp as number 7 on my Jazz Fusion record list. It was a joy listening to the album. It was a joy listening to the recommendation from 2 of my viewers. But please leave your comments in the comments section below. What is your favorite Pat Metheny album? What do you think of the album Offramp? Please leave those comments in the comments section below. Thank you very much for viewing my video. God bless, strong love, and keep the peace worldwide.